Have you ever asked yourself, what is worthy of your devotion? Let me explain. So, back in the day when I was not a parent, I had a lot of free time, I didn't know what to do with my free time. I didn't really have a hobby. I worked out a lot. So, I would, maybe on Saturday, I would just wake up, drive to the gym, work out, and they didn't take up my entire day, so I would do that, and then I couldn't figure out what to do, where to devote my time to. It was just kind of me and my wife, and we were chilling, and I didn't have any big ambitions. So a lot of times I would just kind of waste time online, and sometimes I'm like, wait, I want to be productive. I'm going to devote my time to doing Philadelphia Eagles stuff. Maybe I'll make infographics for Eagles, or I'll make guides for fans. I'll use my skills at graphic design to make graphics and make information look pretty and useful, and maybe even do some research and gather information that fans might want. It's kind of be this like Eagles content guy, all about Philadelphia Eagles. I didn't know any better, so I just kind of what I did, and nothing great came out of it, but it made me think. I'm like, is this my identity? Like, I rolled with that identity for a while. It's like, I'm an Eagles fan. I'll wear Eagles gear all the time. Eagles hats galore. Social media profiles would have Eagles as the logo, or as the profile picture, and I was just the Eagles guy here in Houston. I guess that made me kind of special. I didn't have a real identity. I didn't know any better. It wasn't like I knew better and I rejected it. I didn't know any better. I was like, I genuinely love the Eagles. I still enjoy watching the Eagles. I'm still a football fan. I'm still an Eagles fan, and you still catch me wearing Eagles gear. But I was lost. I was like, I am just devoting myself to this sport. Like, I don't want to be known as some hardcore Eagles fan. I guess that'd be kind of cool, but at the same time, I'm like, there's gotta be more to life than this. And yeah, there are some people who you see on TV, they're super fans. They're like decked out, and they go to every single game, and they know everything about their favorite football team. They would kill for their football team. They would go to jail for their football team. And I'm like, this sounds ridiculous. Like, or people who get so invested in the team. I'm like, yeah, I like the team, but I'm not gonna get sad if the team loses. I do get sad sometimes. I get disappointed, but like, I don't want to admit that to people. That feels off. That feels wrong. That feels disordered, and I think it is. It now that I'm looking through life through a biblical worldview, learning about Christianity and reading the Bible, this is idolatry. Whenever you think like, oh, whatever free time I have, I'm gonna devote it to the Philadelphia Eagles or any sports team, or to Taylor Swift, or to Cardi B, or to anything that's not God, that's idolatry. You're idolizing, you're worshiping something that should not be worshipped. And people worship things that are good in moderation. So, for example, if you love music, that's not a bad thing. But if you obsess over music, then it becomes a bad thing. Working out, fitness, bodybuilding, that's not a bad thing. Eating right, staying healthy is a great thing. But if that's all you're thinking about when you wake up in the morning, you're like, it's how to get more buff, how do I get less body fat, how do I get jacked and swole and cut and ripped and shredded, and that's all you're thinking about, then yeah, that's disordered. We've all heard the phrase, moderation is key, or everything in moderation. And that applies here, because once you start going overboard and something goes wrong with that. I didn't realize this until I kind of learned about Christianity in the Bible, because this happens a lot. And this happens to all of us. And now whenever I think, like, okay, if I have free time, what should I be using that on? Right? It doesn't mean that every waking moment you have to pray and think about God. I mean, it's not a bad thing, but we all have responsibilities, right? And also feel like we all have other itches to scratch, right? So if you're devoted to God, that doesn't mean that you cannot ever watch a movie, or you can't go to the gym, or you can't go to a party, or you can't enjoy a nice dinner, you can't go on vacation. Nothing about Christianity says that you have to stay stuck in a corner and just pray all day and read the Bible all day or go to church all day. That's not what's taught. There are things in life that are gifts that are good. Eating delicious food is a gift. But eating too much food or obsessing over food is misusing that gift. So now I have a much healthier mindset, and it's focused on God. And it's saying that, okay, instead of wasting time playing video games or building stuff in Minecraft, and I'll tell you, I used to dig in Minecraft for hours. I'll wake up and dig and build and dig and build and just dig for diamonds. And it was too much. Too much of anything is a bad thing. So instead of that, maybe I should be reading the Bible. Instead of that, maybe I should be making videos about the Bible like I'm doing right now. Because a hobby is a hobby, right? So me creating this video, me talking on this camera, I could very easily be on the couch right now with my laptop on my lap, digging on Minecraft for diamonds. And nobody would criticize me for it. Nobody would know. And I would just do that, and I would probably be very relaxed and leisurely, and I would probably have an enjoyable morning, just digging and playing games, or watching TV shows, or whatever, or reading books. But why not devote that time to God, to the ultimate truth, to the ultimate good? I always try to ask myself, how do I get closer to God today? It's like you're an athlete. You're trying to get 1% better every day. So how do you get closer to God every day? And it's a lot easier said than done, because life, there are so many distractions. But I think like once you get into the groove of it, it gets easier. I mean, we're creatures of habit. One of my favorite analogies is comparing faith to fitness. So if you think about it, getting into better shape, it has a lot of parallels with getting more righteous, right? So for example, resisting temptation, that applies to both morality and also for food. And it gets easier the more you do it. So when you're first starting out on your fitness journey, you might be obsessed with cake and cookies and potato chips. And you're like, oh man, I love potato chips, man. It tastes so good. I just gotta have some. But then after a while, you're like, I don't really like potato chips anymore. So similarly with morality, it's like, oh, I love to sin. I love to do this. I love to do this kind of like sexual thing. I love to do, I love to get mad at people, or I love to laugh at NFL players when they get hurt or whatever. And then like once you stop doing that, you realize that, oh, that was not a good thing to do, and now I don't really want to do that thing anymore. And with fitness, it takes discipline. It takes doing things when you don't want to do them. When you don't want to work out, you work out anyway. Same with other religious obligations, right? You might not want to pray, but you should pray. At least try, and maybe you start to get more internally, having more intrinsic motivation for that. And it takes time. Growing closer to God takes time. Just like you can't just wake up tomorrow and become super swole and buff. You gotta keep going at it, step by step, slowly. It takes time to learn and grow your muscles, grow your mind, grow your wisdom. And you need help. You probably need a lot of help. You need people to motivate you and even teach you things. That goes with teaching about the teachings of Jesus Christ and teaching about how to lift weights or what to do or learn about how to eat. And I guess you don't need it, but it's helpful to have a place where, or a person that can show you the way. And there are so many other parallels. I can go on and on and on. You know, people make jokes about it, like, oh, I'm going to the Iron Temple. This is my church. And they're talking about the gym. The gym is their church, where they congregate with other iron worshipers, right? So this is not a super new analogy, but I think it fits so well. Just like you might get fit and you might fall out of it. You might backslide. That happens in spirituality as well. You know, I used to be in very good shape. I used to be pretty muscular, pretty lean, and strangers would come up to me and say, man, I like your arms. You got some strong arms. But I kind of backslid from that. Just the circumstances of my life, for whatever reason, for multiple reasons, I just kind of started working out less, started eating more calories, and hopefully I can change that. I want to change that. But it's not easy, right? So I forgot the whole point of this video was. But yeah. It's all about devotion. It's all about devoting yourself to the right thing, to what's eternal. Because I think a lot of people start getting closer to the truth. They devote themselves to family and their kids. And again, family and kids is a good thing. It's a great thing. It's a beautiful thing. It's such a blessing, such a gift. But we also have to understand that everything on earth here is temporary. Nobody wants to talk about it, but we all get born and we all die. So we all turn to dust here on earth. So yeah, it's great to be devoted to your family and to your friends and everything. And even if you're devoted to charity and very meaningful causes like that, without focusing on the eternal, you're still stuck on the very short period of earth. Even if we're talking about the universe, 8 billion years old or whatever, I mean, that's like that in eternity time. If you draw just one little dot and that represents 100 billion years, that's still nothing compared to eternity. Think about that. I always think about that, which is crazy. But yeah, devote yourself to something that matters, that's true.